Hello everyone, welcome to Mean Life Studies. In this video, we are going to solve one more SQL interview problem that was asked in Microsoft. You can see here, it is given users, accounts and downloads tables. Find the total number of downloads for paying members and non-paying members by date. Okay, include only records where paying customers have more downloads than non-paying customers. Okay, and it is given three tables like users, accounts and downloads. You can see here all these three tables and the data inserted into these tables. Okay, all these SQL queries I'll mention in the description box. You can find from there. Okay, now if I execute these three queries, you can see here this is the data from three tables. From these tables we have to return the number of paid members downloads and non-paying members downloads for each day, and we need to return only those downloads has to be higher for paid members than non-paid members. Okay, now if you observe these three tables, we have users, account and accounts, paid members and downloads like date wise number of downloads, right? Now we need to return paid member downloads and non-paid member downloads, right? For to do that, we have to join three tables, right? How can we join? From users table we have user ID and account ID. From accounts table we have account ID and paid member information. From these two tables, how can we join? You can see here in the given tables also it is mentioned primary keys and foreign keys, how tables are connected with each other, right? From users table, user ID is the primary key. From accounts table, foreign key is account ID, so that users and accounts will be joined on the basis of account ID, right? Next, downloads. In downloads we have user ID is the foreign key, and that is referring from users table, right? So we will be using this user ID to connect with the remaining, I mean the resultant table, right? Users table and this one, right? Now we are going to join these three tables to get our required columns. Okay, now I'm going to return u dot user ID, and then what we have u dot account ID, right? From users I'm going to use referring as u. Okay, next, join accounts. I'm going to refer this as a on what is the condition? U dot account ID, right? Account ID is equals to a dot account ID, right? So if we do like this, we won't be getting any data from second table, right? Because we are not returning any data from second table. So what we have to return? We have to return paying member information from second table, right? Now you can see if I execute this query, we'll be getting users, account IDs and paid members information. Now what else we have? We have on the table like downloads table is there. There will be having the date wise number of downloads for each user, right? So I'm going to join that table downloads. I'm going to refer this as d on d dot user ID is equals to u dot user ID, right? Now if I execute this query, we are joining three tables now, but we are not returning any data from third table, right? So we have to return that also. What we have in downloads table? Dates, users and downloads, right? So what we want to have only dates and number of downloads, right? So we'll be returning only d dot date and d dot downloads, okay, from third table. You can see here this is the our required data, right? From this table we are going to solve our problem. Okay, what is the problem? We need to return date wise number of paid member downloads and number of non-paid member downloads, and also we need to return only those records with paid member downloads has to be higher than non-paid members download, right? For that I'm going to assign this as city. Okay, now how can we do that? We need to return date wise, right? So we have to return date column. Okay, next what we have to do? We have to find the total downloads for each day for paid members and non-paid members, right? So how can you do this? So we have to use here conditional statements. As and when paid member is yes, we'll be considering that as paid member downloads. I mean, this is the download, right? So where paid member is no, we'll be adding those information on each day, right? Let's do that. How can you do that? By using conditional statement like case when paying member is equals to yes, then what we have to do? We have to return downloads, right? Downloads. Now, so we have to add all downloads, right? For on this particular day, date wise. We need to return date wise only, right? So we are going to apply addition, I mean summing of this one. Okay. I'm going to return else 0 n. Okay. As what is this? Paying downloads. Okay, next one, sum of case when similarly we are going to use not paid member, right? I'm going to use no, then downloads, else 0, and as non-paying non-paying member, right? Non-paying downloads. Okay, from our given table, what is the table? CTE, right? So here we have to use group by of date. Okay, now if I execute this entire query, you can see here we are getting date wise number of paying downloads and number of non-paying downloads, right? So what we have to return? We have to return only those paid members downloads has to be higher than non-paying member downloads. If you look at here, all are higher only, right? So even if you apply the condition also, you will get the same result. Okay, for that you can use another CTE. Okay, from this, so let's start from CTE2 where paying downloads has to be greater than non-paying downloads, right? So if I execute this query, we will be getting the same result, right? That means on each day the total paid members is higher than non-paying downloads, right? You can see here. So this is our required result, right? I hope you understood the problem and solution. Okay, thank you.